Hey everybody, it's I, Stippling Vaughn, and it's a nice, beautiful October Saturday. It's nice and warm out. We've had a lot of rain. Finally, the sun's come out to play. So, and of course, we all know what's going on in North Carolina, and Georgia, and Tennessee. Uh, Thoughts go out to anybody out there. Uh, Things are tough. Things are scary. Uh, Remember, as I end, how I end every single video. Just take life one day at a time. And I just, like I said, my thoughts and prayers are out to those people. So I'm working on the cat. You can see where I've got work done around his face, and I'm working on the blacks here. I thought I'd work on this piece today because of these black areas. I need to work on them and get them done. And I can talk to you guys while I'm doing that. It's not like having to focus up here. And when I have to focus, I can deal with uh, outside distractions like music and people at the bar spouting off. But as for like talking to you guys, it's not that easy for me. When I'm working on these areas, really want to focus and I don't talk too much. So, but like I said, I want to do this video showing you guys show me working on this cat. So that's why I'm working on these black areas, which do need to be done. So, and as you can see, the way I'm doing them is I'm being very tight with the dots, so it almost gives a feeling of fur. So you can see it, but and so remember this next, not this Saturday, but next Saturday is Shay's art auction. So make sure you check it out. If you want a preview of what people are going to have available, if you go onto Twitter and use the hashtag RVUAA, you will see some of the pieces that people are going to have available. I know I've started doing that myself. Anybody who's watched this channel on a regular basis, you know that my Thundar the Barbarian piece, that piece is going to be available for the art auction. Uh, Also have a set of boobs. Yes, I got a set of titties that are going to be available for auction. Did that piece along with another piece to go along with that. So anybody that likes boobs and pinup art, you might like that. So, and I'll be posting them during the week. So if you look at my Twitter feed and if you look at the hashtag, like I said, you get a preview from everybody who's going to have work available. I'm sure Shelby this week, I mean, his channel is American Discord. I'm sure he's also going to have, he's going to be working on pieces that he's going to have available at the art auction. He's doing Saturday night at 9 o'clock, which is the same time I'll be on the show. So I'll be on with Shelby. So that'll be fun. It's always neat when you get on with other people, see how they do and how they present the information, and also how you interact with them. Very important. So, but um, this week on the chat, yes, this football game has started. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, and they have it. It's sounds like it's UCLA playing. So, but hopefully with this mic that I have, you'll be hearing me, and I won't be competing against the announcers on TV. So, but which and then I remember when you go out into a public place like a bar, you don't get things your way. You gotta have compromise, not just with what people are watching on TV, but their opinions and beliefs, and you need to be mindful of that. That not everybody has the same opinion as yours. So yeah, I know. I told you guys I wasn't gonna be working on this area but I am. I got myself in a groove. I can talk to you. As long as I can talk to you guys and I'm maintaining a nice consistent dot layer, I can work on these areas. So, which gives you an idea of how I go about the process of doing this type of stippling and do the blending and how I do layering. Because you can see here how I put in the dots and then I put a nice layer of dots like this in between the dots. So you get like multiple tones going on there. So, but, so, but yeah, or in the chat tonight, it sounds like she has it listed as looking back. So maybe it'll be a kind of almost like a year in review or in the chat and how the highs and lows. I think it's also important. We this month is October. Remember, Graham Nolan is doing his 31 Days of Monsters. This is about his third or fourth year doing it on YouTube. Prior to YouTube, he would just post images of a movie and uh, put a brief opinion of that movie. I think him going to YouTube with it has been. In fact, that's where I found Graham. Really, was from him doing his reviews of these horror movies. I'm not a huge horror movie fan. I'm out front about that. But seeing him with his reviews, there's certain movies I'm like, that looks interesting, or there are certain movies that I have seen. I'm like, oh, I didn't know about that, or I know he's giving you inside baseball about stuff about what happened during the shooting of the movie, the actors and actresses that were in it, and just a brief synopsis. So I like it a lot, and where that's really where I found Graham and found a lot of other YouTube shows that are comic based, such as the show he ended up being a part of called The Professionals. And a lot, like I said, it all came from him doing his movie reviews, his 31 Days of Monsters. And he uses it as a good promotional tool to promote whatever crowdfunding books he's doing. And speaking of crowdfunding, we have both Shane Davis and Aaron Lopresti. Their books are in from the printer, so they are going to be like Aaron's all writing fulfillment mode, and which I know with Aaron, if anybody watches his Sunday show, you know that his mother is a 93-year-old mother is very excited about fulfillment. She she lives for fulfillment. She's when it comes to the prep work with putting the backers in the bags and putting the cards in and everything. She really likes it. In fact, she gives them a hard time. Like, do you got more for me to do? You got more for me to do? I want to fill. So if Aaron could, he would have probably like 5 campaigns a year, not necessarily for his monetary value, but to keep his mom happy. The things we do to make our parents happy. But so yeah, they're both in fulfillment mode. Shane's already said that on Monday that's when he starts fulfilling Accend. So and he's been waiting for that one for a while. And that's the thing a lot of people don't seem to understand is that when you think about how many times in comics we would maybe some type of story in prestige format and issue one would come out, issue two would come out, and then issue three would be up for solicitation, but it doesn't come out. And the following month, it doesn't come out. And finally gets resolicited again, and then finally, like 5 months later, it comes out. That's because DC Comics isn't telling you that they're having issues with the artist not meeting the deadlines or they're having printer issues because of this stuff. Um, Aaron and Shane are always up front, and 9 times out of 10, what holds up Aaron and Shane when it comes to fulfillment is the is of course the printer, because remember they're just printing one book, and many times it's less quantities than what a major distributor would print. So they don't get they don't get printed right off the bat. It's one of the printer like, okay, we can fit you in. You gave it to us on the 5th, and we should be able to squeeze you in on the 21st. So you get what I'm saying? So that's something that comes with transparency amongst these creators, as to so that you understand why it's taking so long for the book to be produced. So, but the book has produced, and both of them are on their way. They're in the process of fulfilling them. So I'm looking forward to them. Tonight on the chat, I'm doing the book report. Remember how statistical zero he did we three last week. Uh, I was gonna do Wrong Earth or Seven Psychopaths. I decided because it just came in and I really liked it. I'm going to be doing the first issue of Hyde Street. So I'm really looking for. I got it this week. I really liked it. So I was like, you know what? I wanna promote this book. So I'm going to do my book review on just that issue. That's one of the things that I really want to get into with uh, not just necessarily this channel, but with also the chat is too many times when we do book reports, it's like the full series. When really you look at it, even though we could say it's a corporate comic, because it's going through a corporate company to be printed, it is, in many ways, it is independent comics, even though they're not crowdfunding it. So I'm going to be promoting that book. I really enjoyed it. Um, the premise of it is basically it's it's a street that's nowhere but a street that's everywhere. Okay, think about how Hal's Moving Castle, how the Hal's shop. You go in through a door and you're in his castle, but yet you go to the front door and you twist the knob, and now the door opens up into San Francisco. You go back into Hal's castle, you twist the knob again, and now you're walking through the door into Paris. That's kind of like how the way Hyde Street is. It's nowhere, but it's everywhere. And if you're a bad person, you did bad things in life, you will eventually uh, walk down Main Street and you will make a right hand turn and on to High Street, because High Street took over uh, Fifth Avenue. You get what I'm saying? So, and of course, your main characters there are Cranky, who is he reminds me of Russell from the movie Up, because he wears a little Cub Scout, wilderness adventure outfit, and he's a direct to the point. You're a bad person, and he doesn't play, he doesn't toy with you. It's like he's direct to the point. Hey, how you doing? Oh, by the way, you did bad things when you did bad things. You murdered people. You you need, and then you die. Some he'll create he'll put you in a scenario with a freak accident and you die. Whereas right off the bat, he does it and he's all happy. And then I'm gonna scoot down here to this spot, okay? But here, whereas the other character, his name's X-Ray. X-Ray, he goes, that's not the way it's done. Where to kind of guide. I get the impression that Mr. X-Ray, it's when it's like you turn onto the street and he's kind of like, remember the Christmas Carol with Ichabod Crane? Or not Ichabod Crane, with You know the you know the George C. Scott played him, and Ebenezer Scrooge. Yeah, there he is. And how he's tortured by Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future, and then he has to make a decision based on his actions or on his life as to what he's going to do. I kind of get the sense that's how X-Ray is, and X and how Cranky is like, I don't care. That's not the way I do it. And so now here's the thing. Also is, and I've said this more than once. I get the sense that Hyde Street is a DC was an idea he had for DC, and they turned him down. So he's repurposing the idea with his own. So because I look at how Pranky is, and I go, that reminds me a lot of how Clarence the Witch Boy would act, and Mr. X-Ray. That reminds me of how Mr. E is. So I kind of wonder if Hyde Street is a repurposed idea that he had for DC that they shot down. And I think of that most of his properties with Ghost Machine. So some of them are obvious, some of them are not. So, but that's how I see it. And if there's a possibility, I might see Peter Tomasi in December. And so if I see him, I'm definitely going to want to spend some time and ask him and pose my what I guess say like, well, because of this, and this is why I feel this. Provide him with the evidence to my speculation, and he might say nope and be completely lying to me. He might be saying, yep, you're right on the money, or he might say nope because it actually is a general new idea. It just happens to be similar to stuff that happened to Marvel and DC. Because we all know that Marvel and DC, they all copy each other inadvertently because the creators are like, oh, I need to create this character. I'm gonna pose it this way, and here they don't even realize that they're creating a variation of Deadpool. They're just going by the description that's being provided to them for for the publisher when they have to create a new character. So, because we've all seen that through time in Marvel and DC, where uh, DC will have a character, and then Marvel will have a character that's really similar to it. So, okay, I'm not going to do this area because this collar is black, but yet this is black. So I need to look at the reference material. So we're not going to work there anymore. So we'll just come up here. So, and I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to flip this over so that way the flow of the dots matches the flow of the hair. So we go up and we just go through it like this. So see how we do that? So that way, even though it's a black, it has the feel of going with the fur, the flow of the fur. So, yeah. Because even though if this was shrunk down, and if it's shrunk down, it reads as a black. At this level, you might see some slight feel and flow to the black dots, which is similar to the flow of the fur if I was drawing every single strand of hair. So, but yeah, so I mean, I like Hyde Street. I see a lot of potential in it. Of course, what helps also with Hyde Street is it is Ivan Rios and Danny Miki doing the artwork, and that's the one thing I applaud Jeff Johns with his Ghost Machine is he's getting top talent to work with. All that talent that he worked with at DC, he's like, hey, let's go conquer the comic book industry with these ideas. And the way DC's going, they're like, yeah, we're there. We're not getting the jobs. We're not getting the work. We're not getting the money. I'll go with you. I'll be a Huckleberry. So, but and then of course the very end of Hyde Street, it kind of looks like it reminded me of they show a like an old school I got the sense it was an old school train station, and they're like the arrival board of who's arriving. Well, it's got that, but it's got everybody's name, all these names with numbers behind them, like how many people they've been brought to punishment on Hyde Street. And it's got all these names, and I'm like, this reminds me of that name. That could be this character. Like one guy is like the Eternal Demon, and I'm like, I wonder if that's like we're going to get like that a version of Aragon, the Demon, done by Jack Kirby. Uh, the one name I looked at it and I was like, I wonder if that's Midnight Nurse with DC. So we'll find out. I like I said, I really like that. I like how they had some Easter eggs, not just with all those names at the end, but also when they show the person uh, who's going to be killed in a horrible way by Pranky for all of their sins and the bad things they did. Right off the bat, you see this person's made the turn on the Hyde Street, and there's construction going on. And on one of the pieces of, I don't know, it was a crane, front loader, whatever it is, it says Rook, kind of like a caterpillar, but instead of where it says cat, it says Rook, which of course we all know is the title that Jeff Johns is doing with Jason Fabok. So, which again, that's another one of those books which is so good, and just by putting that little Easter egg in to kind of say, well, is this part of the same world or is it not? Hmm. Are these titles all linked together in one way or another? We'll have to keep buying each title to find out. So, but yeah, I really do look at it, and I'm like, man, if all these titles, it's like they could be like mainstream books with the talent and the story, or they could be like Vertigo books. Because remember, Jeff Johns, one of his jobs was kind of when he was doing New 52, and so remember his fingers were all over New 52 and Rebirth, and at that time they'd gotten rid of Vertigo, and they were taking all those Vertigo properties and integrating them into the DC universe. So I kind of look at Hyde Street as his Vertigo title. So, but hey, am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know what you think. Tell me give me a like. Tell me in the comments. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I'm having a great day. Remember, people in down south, they're having tough times. Just gotta take it all one dot at a time.